Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back. We're here with another NTW 3 battle for you today, and we have a glorious 3v3 as Russia, Prussia and Sweden ally against the French and another Russian army. And in this glorious NTW 3 battle, this was sent in by a member of my Discord. If you'd like to send in your own replays, then feature on the channel, have your name lit up in lights on the channel, then feel free to join the Discord and send in your replay. That way it's the best way to get in contact with me and the best way to send in your own replays. But yes, this is a glorious 3v3 as you can see set up here, and it looks like the French and the Prussians and the Russians having a little bit of a standoff for now, but they look like they're getting ready for a bit of a charge. I actually have France right here, just looks like you're about to go, maybe some hussars. So here we go, in they go, France daring, going after some Cossacks by the looks of it. And it looks like the French are going to lose that one. I mean, Lancers, like Cossacks, do often have a pretty decent charge. You can see the Prussians coming in with some light hussars, there, and some more Cossacks coming as well. And they have done the job in clearing out those French cavalry. So first blood to the allies, to the coalition forces, it seems. But yes, there is actually a third Russian army. So we have, it looks like, I don't know what French army this is in particular, but it looks like we have like the Russian army south, like the French campaign, like Russia south, maybe, I think that is. And then we have way over here, though, and there has actually been a little bit of a fight, it seems. We've had a Swedish light dragoon over here. Looks like he's been beaten back by some Russian camp. But yeah, this is a Russian faction. I presume this is when Russia was allied with the French for a very short amount of time. And this is like the Russians like helping to invade. I can't remember. Did they helped invade Austria or something like that? Didn't they? I think something like that. I can't remember. Yeah, the Russians here anyway allied with the French in this one. I'm not entirely sure on why they are allied with the French. I can't exactly remember. It's a grey area of my knowledge why the Russians, what campaign they take part in. You can see more Cossacks getting routed, looks like, by some hussars of Sweden. Don't often see Sweden in NTW3, so it's nice to see them. And we haven't really seen, we don't see Prussia too often, to be honest, unless we do like historical battles. But then again, we do often do more historical battles at the moment than custom ones. But yes, I thought we'd do a custom one here, and we're showing off some different players in NTW3, seeing what skills and abilities and tactics they're going to show off today. So if you're enjoying NTW3 and would like to see some more, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show your support. And as always, it really does help out the channel as we work towards 7k subs. And we've got some cuirasses here. Interesting to see how they do, because cuirasses, from what I'm aware in 9.2, are not as good as they used to be. They're a bit more slow, a bit immobile, and yeah, ineffective generally, really. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys do. Not really like the largest of units, but it's a relatively large one. 66 cuirasses, I'm sure, can do some damage. Got some Uhlans here of Prussia. I have also seen that the Russians have got their own pretty nasty cavalry. Got the Cavalier Guard here, so some very elite looking cuirassier light troops here. I mean, these guys look nasty. I would not mess with these guys, that is for sure. But yeah, they look like they are ready for battle. Russia coming up in long columns over here. Lots of line infantry, all kind of just stood on top of each other. They've got plenty of grenadiers as well, which is always good to see. Yeah, lots of line infantry. Yeah, this is 1812 Russia. Looks like that's an earlier Russia over there. That's like maybe like 1806, 1807 sort of Russia. Yeah, 1812 Russia is like the Great Patriotic War Russia. It's like when France actually invade Russia, and it's that sort of set around then. Is this army? Dragoons here. We have Lifeguard Dragoons as well. These are some good Dragoons. Very good Dragoons indeed. Hopefully we'll see them do really well then. We've got some Svoidny Guzari, some hussars here. I thought, were they Swedish for a moment? Maybe they are. I'm not sure what Svoidny is, but it makes me think Swedish. Because, I mean, Russia did own some of Sweden. So it might be that. I'm not entirely sure. But here we go. The French have appeared. Look at this. Oh, boy. I think this is the French, like the Spanish campaign France. I'm not sure why we had a bit of lag there, but we did. But yeah. This is definitely like Spanish campaign France, and oh boy, these guys look scary. I'm excited to see these guys in action, that is for sure. I did hear a few shots going off. Oh, it's from the French here. Who are they shooting at? They're not able to shoot the Prussians from there, surely not. It looks like they're going to get into the building. I can hear charging. Oh, we have another charge going in over here. This is like maybe some chasseurs here being beaten back by, it looks like, oh, this is the cuirassiers. Oh, they've actually got these guys into action. And now we've got the Uhlans coming in as well. And there you go, they just squish these French and they'll rout them and probably break them fully. Really well done there by the Prussians, taking out another French cavalry unit, which is going very, very well at the moment. Yeah, plenty of Russians now making appearances. Got Russian guns setting up over here. Russian cavalry, yeah, it's certainly a lot of Russians. I'm not quite sure how they've got them. I think there is like a corps or something that like has the Russians fighting on the side of the French. I need to learn my NTW3 armies a little bit more. Got the Prussians as well with their Fusiliers shooting at the cav as it runs away. They need to be careful they don't shoot their own cav accidentally. Also just giving away their positions. Lots of Fusiliers. Not seeing like a Landwehr spam here today. We're actually seeing a proper Prussian army with line infantry and Fusiliers and stuff like that. So it's actually going to be an interesting one to see how that goes down. We've got some 3-pounders here from the Prussians setting up. And you've got a Russian Deutsche Legion as well. So even though the Russians are here, Prussia thought, you know what, we need more Russians. They're bringing their Russian, like German legions here. This is an interesting one, that is for sure. But this is 1813, 1814 Prussians. This is when, like, during Leipzig and stuff, this Prussian army. They do look good. And also the invasion of France as well, I guess. And where the Russians probably were providing plenty of troops for the Prussians as well in their armies. It looks like the battle is sort of shaping up. It looks like we're going to see, looks like the Spanish campaign maybe face off against Prussia. Looks like Russia might be facing off against, this Russian army here might be facing off against armies like Russia South France army, but I'm not entirely sure. Already seeing some shots going off here by the 6-pounders. Gunning away here. They're trying to put some holes into these French infantry here. And here we go. The line battle has begun. And already we're going to see, looks like Grenadiers. It looks like Polish Grenadiers giving ground. They're not a fan of that matchup here. And here we go. Prussia going in with his cuirasses once again. He likes to throw these guys around and he's going to go deep in. Oh my gosh, these guys are just like flying in. He did not like the second Russian cavalry unit coming. And those cuirasses have been routed. We do have the Uhlans coming in as well. Oh my gosh, so much Russian cav. And now we're going to see the light hussars as well coming in. I think Prussia needs to just accept this as a lost battle. We've also got Sweden coming in with his hussars. Oh, I don't know. Maybe, you know what? Maybe they actually won that one, the coalition. Cost them their cuirassiers, but they did take out another Russian cavalry unit. So we were maybe that hussar unit come forward, but no, they changed their mind. Those hussars need to retreat for Sweden. As we have the line infantry here of Russia forming up, putting some shots into them. Yeah, brutal start it seems. Really nasty. And France and Prussia now in a proper line battle here going on. Yeah, these French do okay, I would imagine. I think like the Prussians are inferior to the French in like in a line battle, really. So this French army is really stretching out though. It's going all the way down here as well. And you can tell it's a different French army because it has like the full French tricolor. Well, this one has kind of like a bit of a greeny, like, it has a weird flag going on. It doesn't have the red of the tricolor. So it's kind of easy to distinguish the two French armies. Yeah, this French army is really stretching out. Seems like you're trying to challenge two armies, both Russia and Prussia right now. Really dangerous. You can be trying that. I mean, you don't want to get 2v1.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
Building falling to the enemy. I presume that's Russia taking. Yep, Russia's just throwing a load of troops over here. Don't know what unit it is. Probably just some musketeers. But Russia is getting ready for taking on Sweden. Sweden, if I remember correctly, doesn't really have great infantry, but it does look like he's brought his lifeguards. His lifeguards here. So he looks like he's gone for elite cavalry, elite infantry. Sorry. Yeah, lots of like Swedish Gardette, I presume guard. We have some just basic infantry, but like the Indelta infantry here. They can all form square, which is good. Yeah, it seems like he's gone for a lot of elites. So we do have infantry just sitting in here. These look like Jaegers. Yeah, these look like pretty decent Jaegers as well. They can't form squares, so they need to be careful. There is Russian cav coming up. These guys are hidden, but they need Swedish cav nearby. I guess maybe they're hoping they can just focus these guys down before they get too close. I mean, I guess they got some shots into the cav there. Here we go. The Swedes are now joining this line battle. They look really cool, actually. And they're green, like, in trees. They kind of look pretty hidden. They look pretty good. Artillery going off back here. Who's firing that? That looks like a, maybe look like a howitzer. I don't know if Sweden's actually got any artillery as well. I'm just looking at that. It's a Hussar Corps out there. And look at this. Prussia's like split that Russian army off and the French here. The French kind of in a little bit of trouble right now. This is looking really good at the moment for the coalition forces. But here we go. Big line battle getting underway here. Sweden and Russia. This could be an even fight, a fairly even fight. I would feel like Russia could take on Sweden. But then again, these are really good Swedish units.
Sir, our general is under
So who knows? Yeah, lifeguards still coming forward, more lifeguard. And they're big units, 150-man units. That's elite infantry. Remember that. Yeah, I'm a bit confused about where the French are setting up here. I mean, they've got a lot of troops kind of everywhere. I feel like this Spanish army here, if it is the, I think it is the Spanish campaign French army, that's just brought all infantry, and maybe, possibly, we're seeing an all cav army by this other French army, because I've yet to see any infantry. And that's just a little bit concerning. I feel like they can bring really good and, well, relatively cheap but effective infantry as well, so they'd be kind of handy to have here. Especially against the likes of Russia and Prussia. Poles retreating again. Yeah, it seems like France is generally in retreat here. I mean, they are facing a solid line right now of Prussians and Russians. And the same it seems like on this side as well. They're giving ground. And there are a lot of dead here. And it looks like it's majority Russians. I mean, there is obviously cavalry from past fights. Howitzers still going off. Oh, it's glorious. It really is. I think they are just here, though. No, they are just basic cannons. They have a decent position. So we are back, and unfortunately the replay did crash, but we are back, and it seems like it's a lot more stable this time. But yes, the Russian guns still firing off over here, pounding these Swedish. I also have spotted some Russian troops from the Russian, like some French troops from the Russian South campaign army. They got some troops here. I don't know how much exactly, but they have actually brought some infantry. It's always good to see. We're seeing some artillery as well, maybe setting up here. So maybe like Italian artillery or something. I'm not sure exactly what nationality this is. It's certainly not French. Maybe like Italian or Neapolitan. But they're looking a little bit open. Oh my gosh! I actually hit. Maybe I take it back. They've got plenty of infantry behind them, but it does look like absolute trash infantry, to be honest. It's like how they're set up. They definitely don't look like they're in proper ranks. Maybe are actually some like Italian like militia or something like that. But we have a big cuirassier unit here for the French. My God, this is where all their money's been spent. It seems. Spend it all on cuirassiers. We also have a little chasseur over here that's chasing down some hussars. But yeah, so the French have brought a lot. Like this French corps has brought a lot of cavalry. It seems. And we got another cuirassier over here as well. My gosh. Okay, so the French brought a lot of heavy cav. And, well, both sides have, really. They both brought lots of heavy cav. And look at this. The Prussians actually defeated with their light hussars here. They actually managed to defeat the French cavalry here, those chasseurs, which, no surprise, really. They ran a long way to try and catch those Prussians. You can see now we have the Russian players all coming down to support his ally, who has been routed. And the Prussians are going to run off in a different direction. And you can see the Prussians are now seeing an opening. And they're going to go for all this Russian infantry here that cannot form a square. And here we go. Orion's going in. Can they rout these Russian infantry? They routed one. What about the second? They're not interested. They want to retreat. Oh no, they're going to stay in there. I thought they might retreat, but no. Here we go. It looks like these Russian infantry are kind of standing a bit more strong. More Russian infantry just appearing out of nowhere, and they're getting shot in the back as well by their own troops. Look at this. This is reserve infantry of Prussia just shot their own cavalry in the back. One of the Russians did form squares. That probably is what slowed the assault down. But still, what was Prussia doing there? Just shooting his own troops. But Prussia has a lot more cav. His cuirassiers did actually return, but he still has lots of dragoons out here and hussars that could cause all sorts of problems. And we have actually Prussia pushing hard right now on this French player. He's got his reserve fusiliers here. They kind of let land there. They're focusing down the French. This is like the Italian troops. These poor Italians have been called up to a war they did not want to be part of. They do look pretty good. They look like their white uniforms. The other French army is now over here and is dealing with the Russians on its own. This is the Spanish campaign, French army, I believe. There's a lot of Russians that they've got to deal with as well. A lot of cavalry as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. I mean, it seems like this French army only can rely on one cuirassier unit right now, which may be enough. It's a scary unit. Certainly seems like they're trying to outposition, trying to outflank the Russian army over here, and also this French army here. Certainly these two French units here are getting pounded hard by double the amount of like Prussian units, or should I say Russian units. This is our Russian Deutsche Legion here. Russians fighting on behalf of Prussia. Some 3-pounders here. These guys are putting holes into the Italians right now. And we actually had a charge as well. It was like from a French unit here. Tried a bayonet charge. Got pushed back by the Fusiliers here. And now we're going to see... Oh, they need to be careful. Look at this. Poseidon getting gunned down by the Prussians. Back communication here. This is just cost the Swedes a whole hussar unit. That was going to eventually just going to rush for these guns here. This is a big gun unit. How many units? Like, how many guns is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guns here. My God. It's going to be able to drill a lot of stuff. Yeah, they need to charge that with cavalry. French right now trying to do their bit, trying to duel with the Prussians. I mean, it seems like the Prussians, you know what, being really aggressive, really working. Seems like Sweden's going to kind of maybe just try and ignore the Russians. The Russians are quite happy to sit in their corner. And yeah, they have the howitzer back here. I just saw the explosions going off. Don't know where they're shelling exactly. But Sweden looks like he's going to reinforce over here. He's sending over, I mean, his generals here. He's sending over lifeguard. We did see those hussars as well before they got gunned down. More lifeguard. But then again, Prussia's returning the favor and sending some reserve infantry over there. So both doing each other a favor. And here we go, French cav charging forward, going for Russian guns. Can they get them? They managed to get in amongst them, but they did rout. Maybe the Russian guns will hold on. Oh no, they did not. And there you go. Mission success for those little French unit there. They need to be careful. The Russians sending up more guns here, more 6-pounders. Need to be careful they don't get charged down by French infantry. And they need to also get their Russian infantry out of the way of these, like the ones that are behind the guns directly. They don't just shoot these guns accidentally. But they are so far ahead of the main line. Hopefully they're retreating. I think they are. They're not setting up by the looks of it. They are just going to retreat them. They're like, oh, this is a bad idea. Here we go. Look at this. The French coming forward. They're like, quickly, get to the guns! Get to the guns! Let's have a volley, boys. For the Emperor! Vive l'Emperor! Or maybe not. You're not going to fire? There we go. Glorious. Nothing better than the smell of musket fire in the morning. And we had another cavalry fight going on. Oh! The Russians going in with like a little Cossack unit. And they got scared off by dragoons here. I didn't see these dragoons before, but maybe they were hidden. But Franz revealing his protection for his cannons. A dragoon unit. I mean, this line fight looks like it's going poorly for the French at the moment, but I'm not sure. There's a general back here as well. He's getting very close to making sure to keep the morale high for his troops here. I mean, I feel like the Italian troops that they have here, these French troops, just aren't as well disciplined, but I'm not entirely sure. There's no fighting going on. Like, it sounds like these guys are fighting, but they're not. There's also French troops breaking here, or should I say Italian troops, really. Got some, looks like some Italian lights back here. They're going to open fire, shoot their own routing men. They're taking on the Russian strategy of shooting retreating men. It's very effective. Some skirmishes broken here as well, but it's not a good sign. The Swedes now arriving with their lifeguard is certainly starting to change this fight in favor of the coalition. Russia has come back into this fight. He's gone, you know what, we can't play a defensive role. We have to be aggressive, and Sweden is turning infantry to face him. Maybe Prussia needs to turn these troops as well. Turn on a flank. I don't know what is here exactly. But maybe they could flank the Russians. And this big, look at this, this big Cuirassier unit is here. It's always present. And my gosh, this unit looks scary. Like, scary, scary. And the French have been forced back over here. One unit broken. The rest is retreating. And Russia survives another day. France, though, doing the job he needs to do, and that is just hold on right now. I mean, hopefully the Russians can break through that thin Swedish line. I mean, right now they do need a bit of a game plan, though. They have... Oh, and we've seen another charge over there. Okay. Got Russian dragoons going in. They went in for a deadly little strike. That's so quick that I missed it myself. They did actually get in there and take out a whole other unit. Yeah, they... Oh, and now we're seeing Cuirassiers going in. Here we go. Cuirassiers versus dragoons. I feel like the Russians are going to lose this. This is just a basic dragoon unit. But the heavy cav of France has been mobilized. Or one of them has been. Yeah, look at this. The dragoons just losing. I mean, this is a winning slightly, but they're just not. There you go. The cuirasses were swarmed there. Maybe they needed the lifeguard dragoons back there, or the cavalry guard, which is actually getting bombarded hard. It's 53 out of 80. I don't know if that's all just from cannon fire, or that's also just from actually taking part in combat. But we also had another charge here. We've got Uhlans going in. You know what? These cavalry charges are just so quick. I'm not even able to get them. Good charge there. But the Uhlans actually managed to rout a infantry unit. We have Sweden being really aggressive here. And here we go. Russia going in for a bayonet charge. This could be costly. Morale for these Russian troops is not looking great. The Russians really charging in here. And we've got also, looks like some cuirassiers or something on the dragoons going in here. Dragoons of Russia going in. Smashing into these Swedes. And now we've got the dragoons of Prussia going to swing around. Or maybe they're going to go for the guns here. If they go for the guns in the general, they are open. I mean, everything's open now. Even though they've dragoons here have broken through, they are going to rout these Jaegers here of Sweden. And they might get the Swedish general. They did rout themselves. But look at this. Russia's general was open. But Prussia really should have gone in for the guns. He could have just wiped out these guns and made them redundant. But we're going to see maybe a little Hussar unit here. They're going to go into the backs of the guns. And it's going to be Sweden's kills to get the guns of Russia. Actually, maybe along with with Prussia. Prussia did get hit hard, though, by the guns. But he's still going to get there. And look at this. Russia is in real trouble. And this is going to put the French in a real sticky position. Russia's not out. He's just lost cavalry and guns and maybe infantry now. Swedish Hussars here. I mean, these are good Hussars. Live Frenchman, like Hussars. I presume these are really elite. As soon as they have life in their name, I think elite. And yeah, another gun back here is going to get wiped out. These are the howitzers as well. They're trying to limber up and get out of here. It's just not going to happen, sirs. You're getting cut down and murdered. And look at this. The final, looks like the final infantry here as well. Also getting taken out by Swedish guards. Looks like it's just the general left alive. Who's now currently running through this forest. Actually, this is too big. This is just a Hussar unit or something. The general's even further back. Yeah, Russia's basically out. Really well done by the Swedes and the Prussians. And now, as you can see here, the Swedes going in with their lifeguards and they're challenging the French for melee combat. Looks like these are like Russians or something. They almost look like Russians. Their uniforms do anyway. I don't think they are. Well, these French are definitely shooting into the back of their own French troops. I mean, they may be hitting Swedes as well, but they are probably doing damage to the French morale here. Worst way to do damage to morale, friendly fire. And there, look at that. The Swedes won that. Did they deserve to win it? Maybe not. They were being sandwiched. Oh, and here we go. Cuirassiers coming up. I mean, look how slow they are. And the Swedes can form a square and they can just focus down these cuirassiers as they walk by. I mean, how do you miss? Can't. There's a sea of cavalry there. Looks like, oh, is that the Swedish general? No, this is just that lifeguard Hussar unit that we saw earlier doing so much damage to the Russians. It's now challenging the cuirassiers here, and I doubt that's going to survive very long. I think this, in fact, has already been routed. Oh no, not quite. Got dragoons on their way. They're very tired. But we are seeing, like, Uhlans coming in. They're going to surround this cavalry unit. It's not a bad idea. It's probably the best way we're going to take out this cuirassier. And morale's not looking good for these Uhlans, though. But the oh yeah, cuirassier's not looking good. Morale is taking a big hit. I mean, if they lose this unit here, the French, they're in real trouble. I think they got one more left on the other flank. But still, not good. Uhlans were broken, so they might hold on. I don't know whether the Swedes are just have one unit shooting into the back of these cuirassiers. They do so well. Got Swedish guards coming. You could even send in infantry just to charge them, just to make sure you break them. But yeah, there you go. That is going on. We've got the Swedes and the Prussians still dueling on here against the French. I don't know why the Russian army here, 1812, has not pushed forward. It really should. Try and challenge the French. And there you go. Cuirassiers were broken. The Prussians were victorious. And now that's one less dangerous cavalry unit that the French have. And then the Allies have to worry about. Seeing sort of a reorganized French army going on here. Trying to, I don't know what it's trying to do really. French troops do that. These guys could be Prussians, to be honest. They kind of look like Prussians. Oh dear, here we go. Cuirassiers going in one last time. They look like they're going to go for the Swedish general. Or for the Swedish lines. The Swedes did form square with their like guard unit here, but their Jaegers did get annihilated. And now the Swedes are going to push back those cuirassiers. Oh, they're broken instantly. A sad sight. It really is. The French are trying to flank, though, the Swedish here. And this is really smart. Trying to just get around that angle. The Swedes have been forced back. It's turning into a brutal fight, that is for sure. It's not like the Swedes and the Prussians are healthy. This French army here, I mean, took quite a while to arrive, and its infantry arriving so late, meaning that they are fresher. It's just a shame they lost their cavalry. Got big old artillery gun, like, or battery I should say, being set up. Looks like it's going to go into this gap here. Duel with the 3-pounders of Prussia. Still got the dragoons alive there, still guarding this big gun battery. It looks like the French are moving away from the Russians over here. The Russians just really are moving until now. As I say it, they start the move. The Russian lines are on the move, boys. They're like, we must fight and die for our Tsar. Got some line infantry here dealing with the French as best they can. We have the Russian cavalry still alive. This is the Hussar we were looking at earlier, routing 3-pounders, and it might get some other stuff. You know, might get these reserve infantry here. No, it's going to go into the Swedes, and they form a square, and that's going to kill that cavalry off. What a waste! They could have got all that Prussian infantry. I think that couldn't form a square. Or they could have just retreated. We've got some exploiting Guzari here. They're just being sent up. The Russians are still fighting valiantly there for the Prussians. They're doing a good job here. There's so many Russians in this battle. It's like a Russian... I mean, we had a Russian civil war. Artillery still putting holes into this Prussian infantry now. That unit might break there. These canister shots that these French are putting into Mago breaking that unit there. Going to carry on these Fusiliers. Getting deadly close. These are big guns here. They just need a bayonet charge. Just go in and rout these guys. I mean, a volley's fine. But they might not rout them in one volley. Or maybe, I mean, yeah, look what they missed with the shots. If you go in the bayonet, you don't miss. Can't miss with the bayonet. There we go. The French going in with bayonets as well. Yeah, they really need to actually just charge this unit. Like, I don't think they killed any of that crew. That was not effective at all. Sweden over here, still dueling with the French. This, like the Swedish Guard here, getting pounded right now. Got Russian cavalry joining here. Russian cav. What's it doing? Some Dragoon unit here. Joining up with some more French Dragoons. Don't know where it's going. It's running across the map right now. Not entirely sure what they're doing. Are they trying to, like, I don't know, just to disrupt the French lines? I don't know. Causing all sorts of havoc. But here we go. The Russian and French lines opening up again. This is a challenge for the Russians. They certainly don't have the quality of like accuracy, that is for sure. They lose in this department. They just need to get the numbers. I just don't feel like they do today. I feel like they just went hard on really elite cav, like these goons. They're gonna have to make them pay now. These Cavalier Guard as well. Got to make them pay, make them worth their while. These are reserve, yeah. They've got grenadiers in here. There's also reserve infantry in here though. This is not good. Russians breaking over here as well. This is like just a random line infantry being broken. Yeah, really bizarre as to what's going on here with the Russian cavalry. Is it trying to sabotage its allies? It's like, you know what? We shouldn't be fighting against our own comrades in this civil war. Prussia is like spent now. They've been fighting all game, and these like infantry are just spent. Like I said, they should have just charged these guns. Why they didn't just charge these guns, I don't know. They've broken so many infantry units and shouldn't have been able to. Sweden as well, spent force. It might honestly come down to this main Russian army over here. They're gonna have to do some great damage pretty soon. Like a charge, like on infantry very, very soon. There's a lot of cav that can counter them as well. France, you know, is actually in a pretty good position. Even though they're kind of a bit encircled here. The French in red, and the Allies are in the blue. They are in a really good position, the French, actually. They have most of the elements they need to win this fight. They have cavalry, they have artillery, a reasonable amount of infantry left. Healthy infantry as well. Here we go. We're going to see the Russian cav charge forward. Whether it's going to make it, I doubt it. Swedish guard here. Look like they're going to just stop this cavalry in its tracks. Foolish cavalry here. I mean, they're just getting gunned down. They're so slow getting there now because they're exhausted. So I have to make sure that your cavalry and stuff is just, you know, well rested before it goes in for a charge. Otherwise, you get several volleys in before you even have to worry about the cavalry. That's the problem. The cavalry broke instantly. Look at that. And it's going to run away quicker, I'm sure, than it was charging in. That's great. There's another cavalry that's gone. Another French are slightly more stretched for their cavalry. Because as I said, that's, if there's something that the Allies have, it is cavalry. So look, they're pretty good cavalry for the Russians. But yes, if you want to support the channel in any other way, like supporting with like checking out the merch, maybe doing some merch, then I'd certainly go and recommend doing that. We have some awesome looking merch going on. The Russians being broken by the French cav. We now have the lifeguard dragoons going in. They should do some damage. That's a big blow there to the Russians. I mean, what was it? It was a line infantry unit. Fair enough. And the French lost one as well. I guess it was in a line battle. And we've had Russian cav going in, routing a French dragoon unit. That's a good sign. I mean, they did get routed themselves, but routing more of the French cavalry is even better. I mean, the Swedish infantry can hold on for a while, I imagine. It is guards. Looks like Poland has... Poland? I keep wanting to call them Poland now. Because they've been with the Prussians, I should say. Look like they are re-rallying and they're ready to go in again. Some Fusiliers coming forward here. French really like holding on by the skin of their teeth. These, again, like I said, they look like Russians. Maybe they were Russians fighting for the French. I don't know. Maybe they were early communists that was like, screw the Tsar. But all of a sudden, it just seems like, I don't know, I feel like over here, this front here against the Swedes being the real problem. It's kind of just faded away. The French just, I mean, maybe they're just disappearing into the forest so we can't see them, but the numbers, the French are dropping. I mean, there's definitely troops just in this forest. They have dropped, and it looks like now the way to stop the Russian advance on the side is going to be with all these guns here. You see them open up in a moment. Prepare to fire. Anyone else firing? Glorious, glorious cannon fire. And it's certainly putting holes into this line infantry. This poor line infantry here is getting pounded hard. Really, really nasty. Cavalry guard here as well, getting shot at. And they're trying to get around the flanks. You can see here the lifeguard dragoons trying to get around. Still got a decent amount of cavalry here for the French. So they still got, oh, their cuirassier return. This is huge. Huge, huge, huge. And they still got one of the dragoon as well. Seems like they're throwing everything out there. And Russia's doing the same, and they've got 3 cavalry units to the 2 of the French. Certainly going to be interesting, that's for sure. Sweden just chipping away. Jeez, their like reload speed is incredible. They just keep firing. And here we go, big cavalry fight going on. The French going in. They threw it in their dragoons. They've been routed by the superior Russian numbers. And now we're seeing another, it looks like Russian cavalry there, trying to go for the guns. And it seems as though a general has been killed. Okay, so there you go. Russia South lost his general. I think it might be just in a rogue bullet or something like that. I don't know how he died. But that's going to do massive damage. You can see already morale just failing here for the French army, that side. And now we're seeing cavalry going in. Looks like we're going to see the cuirassiers going in against the cavalry guard. Infantry as well. Russia needs to push forward in here with his infantry now and just stamp down on the French. They've thrown in their infantry, which is not a bad idea against the cavalry, but it's just not worked. And their infantry is now just going to die because it's not able to form square. The guns are going to be able to be taken out as well. You imagine they're actually taking out his general first, which is smart. And the guns get one volley off one last volley. Routed them, the general's gone as well. And are we about to see the capitulation of the French in about 2 seconds? They were holding on for a decent amount of time, but the loss of 2 generals in a small amount of time was done damage. Lifeguard dragoons were routed. We're seeing a general as well, by the way, being sent off. Chichikov here, being sent off to try and get some kills. What a madman. Pressure, as you can see here. Getting some flanks in. The French just can't deal with these flanks now. Just being shot in the flank, and the loss of generals, it's not good. It's not what they want. And you see the Russians going in with a charge. They know that they can probably win now with the lack of morale for the French. Even if they get shot head on in the face, it becomes a fairly even fight. Here we go, bayonet charge. This is a brutal. Oh my gosh, the Russians get gunned down. They might win that one, you know. It's turning to proper, like, horde tactics now by the Russians. And they're shooting into the flanks of the French. And they're breaking their own infantry, but they are killing lots of Russians. And I can't really see them there, but the French are getting broken. And there's not much left now. Swedes mopping up what's going on over there. And yeah, it's just the loss of the generals at the end. It was catastrophic. I also feel like that bayonet charge made by Russia was just not the right idea. They should have just stood their ground. Because they just kind of like gave in to the Prussian and the Swedish
men are running, sir.
like plans. They were just planning to just stand there and gun them down. And they kind of just got gunned down, really. They just were defensive. Maybe they could have been an annoyance. And also force the Swedes and the Prussians to keep troops over there. As the French were doing okay here. They had a really strong defense position. And the Russians, like, coming up here, just struggling. And the Russians losing a lot of infantry still, though. These charges. The French, though, are losing. Their morale is starting to dwindle. They're getting shot. And just, yeah, there you go. I think that's the last French unit to break. I believe so. Or maybe not. One. Oh, this is a French unit all the way over here. Let's just fast forward and we will see what needs killing. But it looks like it is, like I said, just this unit over here. The cavalry guard is ready to descend on the French. This poor French infantry just like, yep, I guess we die here. And you know, even if they form square, I think this cavalry guard here could stop them, could kill them. Yep, and they go. Nice little charge there. And the cavalry guard rout them. And that is the battle, as that is the final French unit broken. And we should have the end screen in a moment, I imagine. Unless it's a hidden unit that I do not know about. And if there is, that's a pain. We'll just fast forward for now. We'll just see what exactly we're waiting on. Because right now, it's just the Russians just running around. Just like, what have we got left to kill? Oh, more French returning. Okay.
The men are fatigued.
This is annoying. I'll just keep it fast forward for now. Because, like I said, the battle is over. But yeah, I think everyone played pretty well. It was a really good fight. Certainly felt like maybe the Russians could have been maybe a little bit more aggressive at some points, but in the end they got the job done. It doesn't really matter. The Swedes and the Prussians, I certainly feel like were the MVPs of this game. The Swedes and the Prussians, you know, actually like bringing some good strategies, splitting the Prussians and the French up, And as the Swedes bring just like all elite infantry, they seem to win most gunfights that they were going into. But brought a really good and elite army, to be honest, and it really worked for them, to be honest. And yeah, I think they were the MVPs, to be honest, and they're just shooting these troops, make sure they break. But also, they probably are doing a lot of friendly fire right now. They need to be careful. They don't need to just kill off all these brave Swedes that have fought all day for nothing. More cavalry or something returning. This is a pain. But I'm just going to cut it here, and I'll show you the end results. Because this could take a little while, constantly killing, routing French troops. So here we are with the end results. It was a little while, a little bit of running down, but we got there in the end. But yes, so we did have two Russian players, basically. We had it's like a Kavakaz. I don't even know, but it's like Russia 1804 when it's like fighting for France, I guess, at this point. It's a really bizarre like period. I didn't really think in 1804 they were, but maybe they were. I'm not entirely sure. But we did have a bit of a Russian Civil War. N was playing as this Russian army here, 1804. We did have Sake, who was the one that sent us in, playing as the main Russian army. And then we had, I guess, more Russians in the Prussian army, played by Bulba. But yeah, Bulba and Ottomar Pingu here did... did Tolly? Did really well. This Sweden, Finnish army did really well. 1,200 kills. And then 1,400 kills here for Bulba. Sake getting nearly 900 kills with his army. Petrol Sniffer playing as the Russia South Army, as I thought so. Doing okay, getting 900 kills. And I thought it was the Spanish campaign, but it's actually Russian Center, played by T10, who got nearly 900 kills. And then N did, unfortunately, pretty poorly, as his other Russian army nearly getting 400 kills. Had a really rough game today. But yeah, we have the Cavalry Guard here for Sake doing really well. 118 kills is his best unit, so really was worth the money. And then his 98 is the best for his infantry. But yeah, he did not exactly get like insane kills, but he got some okay kills. 900 kills for a game is pretty solid. But there you go, guys. That is today's NTW 3 battle. If you did enjoy, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show your support. Feel free as well to check out my merch and my Instagram if you want to go and support the channel in any other way. And I'll see you guys in the next one.